Good morning, everyone. Heart to you, Cryon Zero. Good to see you. Hello. Hello, Kim. Hello, Ray Accordion. I hope you're doing well. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. I think we got the time change right. That's only a time change in Europe, maybe parts of Europe. I know in the UK. Happy fall, happy autumn. I hope you're well. I have a hard stop today. I'm going to set an alarm for 55 minutes from now. Sorry, I don't like looking down. There we go. Thank you for joining. Let's take 56 minutes to talk about all things accordion. I have some ideas about what to do. We'll do a bit more of that ChatGPT. Douglas, your question last week. We did Douglas's polka. I have not heard of IFA Wartburg. Hello, Joe DeTillo. Hello, Leslie. Good to see you. It's warm out. Surprisingly warm for end of October. I hope you're well. I played a gig yesterday at an outdoor. It was my first time playing a pumpkin patch. Maybe in your country too. There are these huge fields of pumpkins. It seems really strange, but it's just like, oh, there's food out there. There's pumpkins for Halloween and people go and pick their own pumpkins. And so I played at this beautiful fair just across the street. That was really fun. It was so nice to just walk around and play You Are My Sunshine and other songs. Good morning, Phil. Let's start with a song. Let's start with You Are My Sunshine in the key of F. The chords are F. There's going to be a C. There's going to be a B flat. And those are the chords. I might do a little walk down from the F to the D minor, but if you have an instrument, the scale that will work for you is the F major scale. Good morning, Wendy. Good morning, Phil. Hello, Susan. Hello, John. Yeah, that was You Are My Sunshine. Really straightforward song that's really, really nice to play. Yeah, good. Wonderful. Thank you for everyone that's been giving me feedback about these new Zoom sessions. I've been thinking so much. Is that true? I usually think a lot. I've been really trying to figure out a way of... Yesterday during my gig, any advice on when to change the bellow direction? I do, Teo. Let me talk about that in a second. Yesterday when I was playing my gig, maybe you too, if you play gigs, someone came up to me, I think his name is Brian, from the area, and he goes, hey, I picked up an accordion 5 years ago. I used to play as a kid. Do you give lessons? Do you teach? And I always say, yes, I teach, but I don't give private lessons. And I'm always conflicted because why? I think I'll speak for 2 minutes about this. I've been thinking about it for months and months. There's not enough, ideally, Brian, this person that I met yesterday, I would say, yes, I teach, but it's not traditional. In order for you to learn to play accordion, I believe the way that people want to play accordion, let me show you now for 2 minutes. Let's sit down. It'll take 10 minutes, just like I did with other people. And let me show you the left hand. Let me explain it to you. And this person actually said that they learned, so they knew the Stradella bass system. The functionality of doing this, they knew. So, but we would sit for 10 minutes and we'd do it. And I'd watch them figure it out. And that would be it. And I'd say, let's meet tomorrow. Come to my house for coffee in the morning. I'll show you about right-hand chords. Same kind of thing. It'll take 3 minutes over coffee. Good. Let's meet tonight and show me what you've learned to make sure that you got it. And the main thing, I guess, the reason why I don't do private lessons, I think it's unaffordable, both in terms of my time and in terms of this person. To pay every day for lessons is hard. Also, to be alone when you're studying or to be with a book is really hard as well, to become musical. What we have at Accordion Love is getting closer, right? It's you being able to pull up a lesson in your bedroom, in your kitchen, in your music studio, when you have time and doing it and being able to do a monthly challenge. The communication is still one directional. It's still asynchronous. And I'm happy to give video feedback. Sometimes you send me questions with video and I say, oh, try your second finger. Or, Teo is asking about bellow direction change. I'm happy to give you feedback, but it's still asynchronous. So I would love for the person to say, hey, you and Amel are going to practice together. You're practicing your ornaments. Amel's going to watch Brian do. That's it. And Amel's going to go, okay, that's cool. And then Brian will watch Amel go. And by learning together, whether it's similar skill level or like this, whatever you're learning, when we do judo, me and my kids, I'm not a white belt. When I practice in judo, I practice both with black belts and with white belts, and both times I learn. Both through watching, I'm like, oh, yesterday I was teaching my kids, we put our foot like this when we sweep. Let's do it 5 times. And I'm still doing those beginner activities. And when they watch me do it, they're also learning. So that's my ideal way of learning. And what I've been thinking about is how do we have a platform to facilitate this with worldwide time zones? And I'm getting there. Last night, it's been waking me up at 4 a.m. And I'm trying to sleep through it, but there are little specks of inspiration and some logistical know-how. So I had some good ideas yesterday, last night, about how to do it. I'll pause there. Yeah, private English lessons. Language is so tough, right? Too expensive and slow for the students, stressful for me, much more fun in a group, right? And it's the expectation of what do you want to know? Like, I think we've all done Duolingo, and I know how to say the cat drinks milk in like 4 languages. Good. Duolingo is effective in some way. The most effective language tool that I used was a guy named Michel Thomas. And his strategy, we're going into learning now, he used to have a pretend classroom with 2 students for real. This was a recording in the 80s and 90s. He passed away, and you were the 3rd student. And so he would explain French is a lot like English. To say to understand is to comprehend, comprendre. And you would hear the 2 students say comprendre, and the other student would say comprendre. And then there would be a pause, and you, the 3rd student, would say comprendre. And Michel, the instructor, would say to understand is, I understand, je comprendre. And then you would repeat. And this kind of virtual group learning, this was in the 80s and 90s, so the technology wasn't there to have it live. But right now, 2024, we have beautiful technology to facilitate the learning of language and physical things in real time across the globe. There are thousands of accordion players that are looking to learn how to understand and play music. Not just to read notes. The material hasn't changed. We're still playing You Are My Sunshine. It has not changed. It's still the 1 to the 4 to the 5. Those 3 chords. It used to be let's learn to play read the notes. What I'm trying to do at Accordion Love is how do we understand that? I would love for us to have a series of fundamental lessons where people can learn those together. What I was thinking last night is I can be there for those, or it can be led virtually and people can work together. And then for more advanced workshops, that's where it can be led by me with that feedback. Anyways, I'll pause there. Lots of exciting thoughts. Good. That's my spiel about learning. I'm really excited. Hello, the Waz. Good to see you. I hope you're doing well. Good. It's super exciting time, both technology-wise and to be an accordion student. Good. Douglas had a question. Hello, Doug. What's the status on the play-by-ear course? Oh, Phil, people are asking. The majority of it's been written. I'm really thinking about doing it in a workshop fashion as well. Still in development. Hello, Junior Segals. Good to see you. Still in development, let's say. There's a quiz aspect. There's a bunch of aspects, and I think there should be a workshop aspect as well. Yeah. Speaking about bellow direction change. Sorry, we went a bit off topic. A bit is a lot. Teo, if you have any advice on when to change the bellow direction, before you run out of bellows, the song You Are My Sunshine, if you have your accordion, this is how I'm going to play it, right? Haven't changed direction. I'm gonna change back. So 2 tips. One is don't change if you can, don't change direction in the middle of a sentence. Change direction at the end of a phrase so that it doesn't interrupt your sentence. When I'm playing one direction, I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna change. I'm gonna change. It's taking longer right now because this side isn't open. This is gonna allow more air. Some exercises that you can do. Choose a chord that you like. C major, oompa. Going in. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. I'm not counting. You make me happy. I'm pointing in the direction that the bellows are going in. You'll never know, dear. As soon as it becomes close, and I know I'm gonna run out of air. If I didn't change direction, you'll never know, dear, how much. Oh, I ran out of air. It's okay, but it's a stutter. That's my lesson about bellow direction change. There are, on Accordion Love, you'll get a pop-up. If you go to Songs and Lessons, and you do a search for bellow, you'll see there is in Beyond the Basics, maybe even the basics, accordion bellow control. And then there's some also, Nikolai gives very specific examples. You can watch a few lessons about bellow techniques. It's what I've said now, but it has some more examples. There's also a lesson on volume control. We don't have a volume knob, but playing dynamics and volume control. Similar kind of idea with bellow control, right? Check out those 2 lessons about more information. Good. And thank you, Christopher. I changed the side on which I'm speaking. I'm now looking at the computer, right? Is that better? Anyways, if it is, thank Christopher. If it's not, blame me. Good. You're visiting family in the north of Spain. I couldn't bring my accordion. I'm missing it very much. Guess I'll have to concentrate on learning Spanish. You can borrow an instrument too. You can also, when you travel, there are alternatives. I love melodicas. You can practice your... You can practice it and it fits in a backpack and definitely in a suitcase. Or a little recorder, same kind of thing, right? Different fingering, but to think about notes, it works. Good. So, Douglas's... Let's open ChatGPT. We did a polka last week. Yesterday, during my gig, I know 2 polkas still. I know Bergvagabunden polka and Beer Barrel polka. But it was they had a bratwurst station, and so I played polka, but I just improvised a lot. And so how do we improvise polka? And I think we did, hey, can you help me come up with another polka like we did last week? Let's make this one about a guy named Christopher who's an accordion superstar. He solves crime with his accordion by blasting baddies with musical notes. But make it a polka. And rhyme. Good. Yes, Teo, 100%. Mastering the left side. Check out Accordion Love. There's a free trial. Movie pitch for Hallmark. This is why I'm not a... This is why I play music and I'm not a... Christopher the Accordion Crime Fighter Polka. Amazing. So, what do we do here? I know 2 polkas, and I know in general the structure of a polka. We're going to use the alternate bass technique. And Teo, I'll talk a little bit about mastering the left hand. For polka, I need 3 chords, maybe 4 chords. We're going to use C major, because we all know C major. We're going to use the 4 chord. Oh, you can't see it. C major. We're going to go to the F major. We're going to have a G major and a C major. That has to happen without looking. I need to say, Teo, play for me a C major, F major, C major, G major. That has to happen. Why not minor? It becomes a sea shanty if it's a minor. If we do C minor, G major, F minor, G major. Those 3 chords, it becomes a sea shanty. Or a waltz. A polka in general. And I'm generalizing. I'm using a big brush stroke to say polka major chords. C major, F major, G major. Maybe the 4th chord is D major, which is, if we want to pitch it up from the C, still resolves to the G. Mastering the left side just means for me to say, Teo, play for me an alternate bass technique in C major. And here's a polka to the G. Here's a polka to the F. Here's a C to the G, to the C, to the G, to the C. The most basic building blocks. Let's read the lyrics. There once was a man named of Christopher Bold, an accordion whiz, or so the story's told. With his mighty squeeze box, he'd fight off the crooks, blasting bad guys to bits with his melody hooks. Again, my let's keep reading. Chorus. Oh, squeeze it, Christopher dear, the sound of justice strong and clear. With a bellows shake and a powerful chord, he'd save the day with his musical sword. What a great starting place. Again, English is not my first language. This is so nice. So, I'm going to try and play the chorus. Let's copy and paste this to Google. Christopher the Bold. I hope it's okay to use your name, Christopher. I just want to play with the chords. So let's do oh squeeze it, Christopher dear. I'm just thinking of up above the world so high, right? Up above the world so high. Oh, squeeze it, Christopher dear. The sound of justice strong and clear. With a bellows shake and a powerful chord, he'd save the... With a bellows shake and a powerful chord, he'd save the day with his musical sword. Let's say that this is the thing. Oh, I think Wolf's gonna come. Wolf's been learning piano. We're gonna take a pause because we said that he could play a song on the live stream. Let's see. Hi, Moo. How's it going? Do you want to play? Okay. Wolfie's gonna play a song for us. I was playing what song? I was playing Song of Storms, and Wolfie loved it. And so I taught him how to play it on keyboard and piano. That's right. So you're gonna sit. Do you want to talk to people or do you just want to play?
I want to play.
Okay, I'm gonna mute this microphone so we can actually have this loud.
Okay.
1 second.
No mistakes.
You did it with no mistakes. That's unreal. How did it feel?
It felt good.
It felt good. Do you want to tell people about your piano playing? Do you love it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also have 2 other songs.
Do you want to play 2 other songs?
Yeah.
So people are saying, how old is he now? How old are you now?
I'm 7.
He's 7 turning?
8.
Yeah.
And 24 days.
That's right. And what is the name of that amazing song? That's Song of Storms from Zelda. Okay, play one more song. I'm just gonna mute this. Wolfie, that was incredible. Thank you. You're welcome back anytime on the live stream as you learn more songs. That was lovely. Thank you. Bye. See you shortly. So good. It definitely sounded like Game of Thrones. This is an experiment and it's lovely. It's so cool to see music clicking with Wolf. Oh, Wolfie's confidence, Christopher, it's unreal. I'm not going to get into child psychology, but Wolfie is not afraid of making mistakes. And when he makes mistakes, he's so persistent. Wolfie is easy with emotion, and so he'll cry, he'll shed tears, he'll get frustrated, and then he'll keep doing it. And he'll keep doing it with not with a frustration like that, but just, just he's feeling frustrated, but he'll come back. And I see it in trying to combine hands together and I'm starting to teach him finger position in order to be able to play the things that he wants to play. And the same thing in judo, right? It's like the things that he's doing, it's like adding a little bit more weight in a way. It's like, oh, this is heavy, and it's sad, and there are tears. And 20 seconds later, he keeps doing it. Shalom, Meti. Anyways, it's super cool. I love that he's taking it up. I love seeing kids' brains, both of just children in general. They take up things so quickly. And Sal, my one son, is very much a perfectionist. And so he may not try something until he gets it right. And I don't know where he practices, but he'll come and do it almost perfectly. And I didn't see the practice. He did it with reading. He did it with a bunch of other things. And Wolfie, you get to witness the struggle. Anyways, wonderful. Thank you for listening. So Christopher's polka. Again, we chose the chords C, F, and G because in general, C, F, and G are the 1, 4, 5. These three chords combine in polka. We look at Bergvagabund polka. F major, C major to the F, and to the B flat, to the F, to the C, to the F. We could do it as well. Oh, squeeze it, Christopher dear. The sound of justice strong and clear. Right? There once was a man named of Christopher Bold, an accordion whiz, or so the story's told. With his mighty squeeze box, he's fight off the crooks, blasting bad guys to bits with his melody hooks. Oh, squeeze it, Christopher dear. That's Bergvagabund polka. We could do it with beer barrel polka. La la. That's Pennsylvania polka. What's beer barrel polka? Roll out the barrel, the fun has begun. No, it's not. How does beer barrel polka? I'm just flying through to the words. Da 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 da. Hi, Didi. Same three chords. I'm just forgetting the actual melody. Fine. Anyways, Douglas, to answer your question, this is how we derive chords. Down in the alley where shadows grow long, he'd spot a thug, then burst into a song with a quick polka beat and a triple squeeze. The baddie would drop right down to his knees. Oh, squeeze it, Christopher dear. The sound of justice strong and clear, with a bellows shake and a powerful chord. He'd save the day with his musical sword. So, lots of fun can be had. And we're just taking archetypes, templates of songs, templates of song. That course that I'm developing explains these chord changes. If we were coming up with a ballad, is that how we spell it, or two L's? Ballad of Christopher the Bold. Where are we? Can you make it into a ballad in the style of the Beatles? But make it like, it's fine, let's do it. Ballad of Christopher the Bold. And again, these are templates. So what I know from Hey Jude, from those types of ballads, the chords will be C, A minor, F, and G. This is our 1, 6, 4, 5. Look at Roman numeral notation. I think we've had a bunch of, this is 44 pages of these types of songs where we've looked at similar kind of melodies. We did a whole live stream about 1625 or 1645. So, I'm trying to read this. Oh, Christopher, play your tune under the stars or under the moon. With every squeeze and every beat, he made the world feel safe and sweet. I'm not Paul McCartney, but in general. Right, Let It Be. Give me 1 second. Good. In a small quiet town lived a fellow so grand, with an accordion tied in his hand. They called him Christopher, the hero so sly, solving crimes with a song he'd play on the fly. Oh, Christopher, play your tune under the stars or under the moon. With every squeeze and every beat, he'd made the world feel safe and sweet. Again, this is like, if you need to come up with a song in 30 seconds. I don't know if you remember, there was a show called Whose Line Is It Anyway? It was a British show that they brought to America with Drew Carey as the host and a bunch of comedians that would improvise. And they had a song section called, I forget what it was called, but they would say our piano player, whatever her name was, in the style of a tango. And the improviser that would have, and they'd say, improvise a song. This is pre-ChatGPT. These are people's brains that are very good and strong. They would say, improvise tango about forks, about an Italian restaurant. How did they, the improviser who's going to come up with a song, and the piano player know what to do? Again, they generalized. They said a tango almost always started or ended like this. Right? Those two chords, A7 to D minor, and watch. There's one possibility of where the song will go. Where does it go? We know, given the beat, what the chords are likely going to be 99% of the time. Same thing with a ballad. If I'm singing Christopher the Bold or whatever it is, and I start off with 80% of the time I'm going to go to 20% of the time I'm going to go, but I'm never going to do a 1% of the time that will happen. I don't know of any songs that do that. The C to G to B major. It's possible. But 99% of the time we're using song templates. So Douglas, to answer your question, that's how we derive ballads. It's likely going to be these chords. It doesn't have to be. We could do it in the style of Donna, Donna, Donna. In a small, quiet town lived a fellow so grand, etc. And maybe what I could do is say, can you make that ballad in the style of the Joan Baez song Donna Donna? Make it work with that melody and chords. Let's see. On a street in a town lived a hero so sly, then accordion under his arm held high. They'd call on him often when darkness would fall, and with each squeeze of his box he'd answer the call. Christopher, oh, play your tune, under the stars or under the moon. With every note and every beat, he'd make the world feel safe and sweet. Oh man, that works so much better. So, lots of opportunity. But again, we're using generalized chord changes. And that's so powerful. Because again, whether it's, I remember playing Italian weddings and knowing 2 Italian songs, but being able to play Donna Donna in a tarantella. And I remember seeing like Italian grandparents nodding their head, and someone called me over and he's saying, I remember this song from my childhood. So all this to say, it gives us so much musical freedom and it empowers me as a player. I'm not afraid of going to an event like yesterday and being able to improvise over a musical style. You'll never run out of songs because you can just always pull out the F, C, and B flat. So many songs are similar, and working with a template idea moves you along faster. 100%. Good. We did it. We did ChatGPT's Douglas's polka. One other thing that I wanted to show you, because someone had a question about ChatGPT. We have 19 minutes. The ChatGPT app on your phone is free. And they have a new model that lets you talk to it. And I've been using this so much. You can either talk to it and it will listen and give you ideas, whatever you want to do. I also use a lot of voice notes I talk to myself a lot sometimes, just to run through ideas. And then I'll feed the transcript of that talk into ChatGPT. So we did this with the 2025 Accordion Love strategy, where I talk for 12 minutes. Lots of it is rubbish, but in the end, ChatGPT is like, here are the ideas that you spoke about. Here's marketing, here's this, here's how to structure your day. Wonderful. So I wanted to demonstrate that. It's Wolfie's birthday coming up. Wolfie's birthday's coming up. And let me show you what it's like for me to speak to ChatGPT. We'll talk about it. So again, I open up ChatGPT. I'm just going to click this chat icon. And when it turns blue, it's going to listen. Hey, ChatGPT, it's my son's birthday. He's turning 8, and he's inviting a lot of people over. Now, during the birthday, it might rain. The birthday's in November, and so there are going to be lots of kids inside, And I was wondering if you remember from my other kid's birthday, we were outside and we did these kid activities, almost like an Olympic Games with jumping off a swing and throwing a frisbee and seeing how far it was. What are some indoor games that we could do? And remember, there's 16 people, so let's like break them up into groups. I was thinking of like on our dining room table to have like you flick a penny and you see how close you can get it to the edge without it falling over. Can you give me like 5 ideas about some indoor games like that for 8-year-old boys and girls that are fun, that aren't too physically challenging, but have that chance element, almost like a casino, but for 8-year-olds and no gambling? Give me some ideas.
Hey Ronan, for an indoor kid casino vibe, here are some fun games. 1. Penny Flick. As you mentioned, flick a penny towards the edge of the table, aiming to get it as close as possible without it falling off. 2. Cup Stack Relay. Teams race to stack and unstack cups in a specific pattern. Fastest team wins. 3. Balloon Pop. Place small prizes inside balloons, then have the kids pop them by sitting on them. 4. Mini Marshmallow Toss. Players toss mini marshmallows into cups from a distance. The one with the most marshmallows in the cup wins. Ping Pong Tic-Tac-Toe. Set up a tic-tac-toe board on the floor with tape. Players bounce ping pong balls, trying to land them in the squares to get
I love those ideas. In terms of like inviting kids over to the birthday, can you come up with some cool, like, what can I call this birthday? Can you give me like 3 cool ideas? Again, my son's name is Wolf, and what's like the theme? Maybe, yeah, give me some ideas.
Here are some cool birthday party themes for Wolf. Wolfie's Wondercade, a whimsical arcade of games and surprises, featuring carnival-style games with a twist of magic and mystery. Wolfie's Casino Carnival, an exciting mix of classic carnival games and casino fun, where kids can collect tickets to trade for cool prizes. Wolfie's Game Galaxy, a cosmic journey through a universe
Hey, one other
of
thing,
games.
I guess, I'm just thinking logistically with whatever it is, with 16 kids being indoors, give me some ideas on how to break it up. I'm thinking there's going to be 1 or 2 adults. Can kids do these games by themselves? How should we split it up? I guess I can monitor one game or kind of be like a person that oversees it all, but yeah, talk to me about that.
Breaking it up into stations would work well. Here's a plan. Game stations. Set up different game stations around the house. Each station can have 1 or 2 games. For example, one station for Penny Flick, another for Cup Stack Relay, and so on. Rotating groups.
Anyways, I'll pause there. You get the idea of I'm loving ChatGPT to help me brainstorm. Sometimes maybe I'm like you, maybe not. I have lots of ideas. Some of them I don't know how to think about or how to bring to reality. And other ones, sure, I know how to bring to reality. But to help me think through an idea, like Wolfie's casino. It's not a casino, it's a cool arcade. Here's some ideas to get us started. It's been so helpful. And so this is the same as typing, except it's voice. So the way that I interact usually with computer and with search, with Google, is I'll do a search. I kind of know what I need to look for, and then I'll go to a website. I'll sit in the computer for 30 seconds to 5 minutes. With ChatGPT, I'll sit at the beach and talk to ChatGPT. I'll talk out loud for 3 minutes, going through an idea about these Zoom sessions. I have students from around the world. I'm the one that comes up with the idea. ChatGPT packages it and kind of organizes thoughts in such a logical way. It's like Data from Star Trek. And the voice model can also sing and do all those things. Good. Awesome, Kim Berry. While we're on the topic of polka, sorry, it was over here. Improvising, how we come up with improvisation for Christopher the Bold. As a reminder, we have an improvisation workshop on Accordion Love. Bring creativity and improvisation into your playing. I think it's okay to be both. The intrigue and horrification. This work, lots of stuff. Down at the bottom, this workshop. Improvising over a few chords, coming up with a melody and melody workshop. We take the notes that are common between C, F, and G, which is the C major scale. C, F, and G. All the notes, all the white notes, we can play over those chord changes. So, improvisation over C major polka. F, C, G. To answer your question, I love ChatGPT so much. Make sure it's ChatGPT. If you go to your App Store or Google Play Store, it's the one by OpenAI. There are 50 imitations that are trying to imitate that might be harmful. The ChatGPT app by OpenAI is the correct one. ChatGPT.com might have a link. It's the one. And for sure, there's a lot, Susan. I think like any technology, but this one has no ceiling. There's so many applications. I think like any technology can be used to benefit connection. I've used it so much to help connect with students, to help connect with my kiddos, with Kate. We were reading a diary of Anne Frank. We are reading a diary of Anne Frank. And I found myself, having Eastern European Jewish heritage, wanting my kids to understand the stuff. And I spoke to ChatGPT and I'm like, hey, I don't want to be too overbearing. How do I talk to my kids? We're reading Diary of Anne Frank and it's lovely and my kids are understanding it. How do I get them to understand the context? And they're kids. I don't want to scare them. And ChatGPT really helped me. Obviously I spoke to Kate. I could speak to other figures, but it helped ground me. Again, my ideas are sometimes here. Awesome, Douglas. Play around with it. Have a good time. There's a free version and a paid version. The free version, I think you get a certain number of minutes per day. Paid version gets you more minutes. Yes, Jan, I'll share my screen. ChatGPT.com is the correct version. And do we have a Google Play Store? Can we access? Yeah, we can. If we do a search on the Play Store for ChatGPT, this icon is the official chat version. Codespace Digital is not. AIBI Inc. is not. Smart Widget Labs Co. Limited is not. OpenAI is the only real developer of ChatGPT. All these are fake. They're GPTs. They're generative pretext transformers, but they're not OpenAI's ChatGPT. Google Gemini is another one. Microsoft Copilot, other things. But OpenAI is the one that I'm using. You need an account. You can create a fake account. You can do whatever you'd like. This is the one to get. And the same with the Apple Play Store. Apple Play Store? App Store. App Store. No, I don't want to search Apple. I don't have an Apple, so I don't know. But it would be the same thing. ChatGPT App Store. Apple. OpenAI. #1 app in productivity. Good. You can choose a voice. It's super duper powerful. My kids love to. It's turning into a ChatGPT tutorial. I'm totally fine with it. Again, when you open ChatGPT. At the bottom right, there's a wave icon, a sound wave. That's what you click to be able to talk. Hey, can you tell me a quick story, like for a 9-year-old, about an accordion player named Christopher the Brave, and he walks around the downtown streets spreading joy. It's like a black and white world, and whenever Christopher squeezes chords and lets out melodies, it colors the world, and that's how he spreads his joy and love for music. Can you write like a really quick, beautiful bedtime story about that?
Absolutely. Here's a quick tale. Once upon a time, in a town painted in shades of gray, lived Christopher the Brave, an accordion player with a heart full of melodies. Every morning, he wandered through the cobblestone streets, his accordion cradled in his arms. With a deep breath, Christopher pressed the keys, and out poured vibrant tunes that danced through the air. Magically, wherever the music flowed, color blossomed. The dull monochrome buildings transformed into vibrant reds, blues, and yellows. Flowers bloomed along the sidewalks, and the sky turned a brilliant shade of azure. Children laughed and danced.
It can keep going, and you can interrupt it and say, hey, but there's an evil cat that goes and steals all the color. Whatever it is. The scary, beautiful, intriguing, horrifying part about it, Susan and others, is there are video apps and imaging apps. So you could feed this text and say, the beautiful part is you can modify it. However creative you are, you can write a ballad. You can modify the street names so that it's very personalized. You can feed this text, copy and paste it into ChatGPT. They have a image creation tool called DALL-E, D-A-L-L, and say, create a children's book with this character in the style of whatever, of Pablo Picasso, or in a children's book style. And it will do the pages and illustrations for you. Again, wonderful and not wonderful. Takes away the work of artists and our imagination, but also lets you make stories. Also, you could say, make this in the style of your favorite TV show. Create a new Seinfeld episode. Create a new Seinfeld episode where that takes place in the year 2024, and George finds an accordion, Kramer does whatever your favorite TV show is, and now there are video models being made, and obviously voice synthesizers. The idea is, I'm on my phone already, show me a new episode of Seinfeld that I just designed, or that AI knows that I will love because it knows all of my interests. I'll pause there. It's very terrifying and intriguing at the same time. Again, I right now we're at this cusp, I feel like, of technology. It has the potential to connect us deeper with people around us. I love that. It also has the potential to plug us directly into our devices without ever needing to go out of it. Good. Let's finish off with a song. I have 3 minutes. Let's play Donna Donna because it's beautiful. I did have transcribed Shlomit Bonasuka. That will come out next week. I'm in the key of D minor. Yeah, beautiful. Thank you for joining me. It was a tight 56 minutes. We have a minute left. For those of you that are looking to learn language, ChatGPT is in all languages. So I could say, hey, I'm just learning French a little bit. Can we practice? Just like ask me some questions, go slowly, and I'll answer you.
Bien sûr, on va pratiquer ensemble. D'accord, commençons. Comment tu t'appelles?
Je m'appelle Ronen. Comment ça va?
Enchanté, Ronan. Ça va très bien, merci. Et toi, comment ça va?
Je suis bien. Je jouais l'accordéon maintenant.
C'est génial que tu joues de l'accordéon. Est-ce que tu apprends une nouvelle chanson en ce moment?
Ah oui, le chanson Donna Donna, Joan Baez.
Pardon, je voulais dire Donna Donna. C'est une très belle chanson. Est-ce que tu trouves que c'est difficile à...
Non, ce n'est pas difficile.
C'est super que ce ne soit pas difficile pour toi.
Anyways, whatever. It can go much slower. I find this to be too advanced. But what a cool tool to have at our disposal right now. And it's on the cusp of exploding. AI in general, but again, it's such a tool. Use it to learn. Oh, it's so good. We had I like to joke around with it. Obviously, it's a tool, and I said, hey, we have some friends coming over. They're from Israel. We had Sukkot last week, and I'm like, I want to welcome them to my sukkah. Can you tell me how to say that in Hebrew? And so it said, hey, bruchim habayim chaverim. And anyways, I like to joke around with ChatGPT, and I said, oh, they just said, and I said a bad word in Hebrew. And I said, I think it means you're a handsome guy. Is that what it means? And poor ChatGPT, it's like, oh, Ronan, I'm so sorry. That's not what that means. It's actually a bad word. Anyway, so, you can play around with it. There is a memory. So just like a history, you can erase things. Because now it thinks that my friends think ill of me. But anyways, I'll leave you with that. Have fun. Play music. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm always available. Ronan at accordionlove.com. I'll see you next week. Thank you. There.